It's alright, man.
Can you go to court? Get it in.
Cool. I been going there like deposit. You don't really brag about it when you know you got it. Real hard to read it, nigga hooked on phonics. Say a lot of things and never catch like Sonic. Zoom, I'm gone. When the members on and get it going Donkey Kong. They got the hand dollar, will you give a dog a bone? I'm like, oh, no, you gotta get it on your own. They get an attitude, I'm like, you better check your tone. They ain't got no job, need someone to take her home. I hop up in the car, whip like it.
It's week 2 of the 2022 season. Up next, we'll get a look at Patrick Mahomes. He's coming off a nice week throwing the ball. 4 touchdown throws. It's the Chiefs and the Chargers on Thursday night.
From one of the loudest venues. The final weekend of the summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are as we are off and running on EA Sports. Takes it at the 7th. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. So here's the Charger offense making their way out. And a glance here at the southpaw who will be calling the plays under center.
I think the hope was to let him sit and learn for a bit, but he was thrown right into the fire in week 1. Now we'll see what kind of lessons he's learned as he prepares for his second start in the NFL.
Here's a 6-year man, Austin Eckler. Able to break through that initial contact and winds up getting about 3 there. It's 2nd down. Here's a 2nd and 7. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. They'll set up to throw. He completes it to Hunter. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
I don't care who you put on him, he's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
We pause for an injury here. It looks like it's Keenan Allen who's in some pain down there. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to KC. Second and 13. He'll get this out wide to Eckler. Now on 3rd down, an extra DB out there for the Chiefs. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Finds the open man. It's Mike Williams. And they'll get him down 2 yards shy after a pickup of 8. 4th and 2. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin them back. Time to get our first look at one of the star faces of the NFL, Patrick Mahomes and his Kansas City offense. Really the gold standard among NFL offenses since he became the starter in 2018.
And he said he was feeling good in the lead up to the season, and he proved it in a big way in week 1 with 4 touchdown passes. Had the offense moving at peak efficiency right at the start of the year. Awfully impressive.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at the 20. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Man open, that's Marquez Valdes-Scantling. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. To throw again on 2nd down. Mahomes escaping the pressure. And a big loss is here as he's taken down. Sebastian Joseph Day breaking through for the sack. We were wondering what they would do defensively to disrupt Patrick Mahomes. Sacking him on the first drive, that's a really good way to set a tone.
The last thing you want to do is let him get established in the pocket where he can set his feet and throw wherever he wants to. Even though he does it well on the run and on the move, you definitely want to get him off the spot in the pocket.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. This one complete to Mecole Hardman. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away. And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. This is swung out to Eckler. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. From the 37, they work on 2nd and 6. Eckler now between the tackles. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. The Chargers had 0-1 on the year following the loss in the opener. And right now they're probably asking, hey, who did we offend in the scheduling office? Back-to-back road games to start the season.
Yeah, that's a great question. I'll bet someone called the league office to protest, but sometimes it just shakes out that way. But they can get out of this with a split. Knowing they'll get those home games later in the season, it could be quite an advantage for them if they take care of business now.
Option play, and they'll give to Eckler. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a 1st down. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
On play action, they'll throw. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Charger football to start quarter number 2 as they go to work on a 1st and goal. They go back to the ground now with Eckler. 5 yards, a good run there, and now 2nd and goal. Eckler again. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Chargers. Austin Eckler, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Chargers post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this 2nd quarter. But just power football there down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen come in, have to report like they're eligible. But all they're doing is getting a good stance, blocking, and getting their runner across the goal line.
Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. And the Chargers grab the 7-0 lead. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it's Austin Eckler who finishes things off with a touchdown run. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Takes it at the 7. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Kansas City taking the field for their 2nd drive. They come off a victory over the weekend, but now the quick turnaround here for this Thursday night game. How does that affect how teams like this approach these short turnarounds?
Well, wins and losses always factor into, how you're getting ready for the next game. But equally as important when you have the short turnaround, what is your injury situation? Are you losing key guys? And if so, how well have the backups prepared for this? Because you don't have much time to get them ready. They have to be ready before this week in order to play well in this game.
It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Chiefs first down. From the gun, it's Mahomes. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Now Mahomes. To Valdez-Scantling over the middle. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. And the officials here going to pause the game for a second. Looks like there's an injured Chief on the field. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to Arrowhead. And this one caught by Travis Kelce. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 34. Mahomes now to throw. Another pass into the reliable hands of Kelce. And they're going to move it down inside the 25. 2nd down, McKinnon dances by him. A little juke. And they're knocking on the door now. As a good run there, going to take this to about the 10-yard line. So after the run by McKinnon, here's 1st and 10. To throw, it's Mahomes. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. From the gun, they will run with McKinnon. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. They go play action. Now Mahomes. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. So on 4th down, Mahomes off. Harrison Butker on for the Chiefs field goal. From the left hash. Should be a fairly easy one here. Butker's kick here is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So from an offensive perspective, at least able to get on the board here right in front of the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, now it's time to talk about complementary football, isn't it? Because if the defense can force a 3 and out, there could be enough time on the clock that they get the ball back for their offensive guys, maybe put some more points on the board before the half.
So here are the Chargers to take over. And they've got the lead right now here, trying to erase the memory of the loss last week to the Raiders. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Powers through it. That is caught. It's Williams. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3 our score. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Being chased out left. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Going to throw right side here, complete. Touchdown, L.A. A big play there with his first career NFL touchdown as his guys are able to extend their lead. Well, Charles, kind of the future of this franchise on display right there. You had a rookie throwing it, a rookie catching it, and taking it into the end zone.
Could you imagine if we were in the owner's box right now and we could look at the front office and see the grins on their faces, to see the present making plays and knowing what the future will bring with these youngsters going out and making big-time moments happen for this team.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken just shy of the 10. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
That's caught inside the 20. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Mahomes now on first down. And that's caught. It's Kelce. Touchdown, Kansas City. Travis Kelce, his second touchdown on the season. And the Chiefs get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point by Butker is on target, and that makes it a 14-10 ball game. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it culminates in a Travis Kelce touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Chargers going to take over now late in this first half. And just inside of a minute left, Charles. They got a pretty long field ahead of them. I'm curious to see how they play this. But you would think definitely enough time to at least try to get 3 out of this.
Yeah, you want to move with a nice sense of pace. You want to up the tempo a little bit, but you have to do it with some poise as well. You don't want to go so fast that you hurry yourself into mistakes. There's enough time to put points on the board if they do it right. And even though they have the lead, you know that they would love to extend this lead before heading to the locker room. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. Second and 2. Throw over the middle into the hands of the tight end Parham. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. He'll drop to throw. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. Back to throw again. He'll drop this one off to Eckler. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. They'll look to throw again. That escapes the sack. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away. The call for a fair catch, and it's made at about the 23-yard line. Final 10 seconds of the half as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock, and he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you guys in a moment. But first, the NFL season is in full swing. Let's show the good folks what we've got in store for us later this weekend here in Week 2. In the early window, we'll have our eye on that game in Jacksonville. The Jaguars going to need to be on their A game as they'll take on the visiting Indianapolis Colts. In the late afternoon games, the place to be might very well be Denver, Colorado, where it'll be the Broncos taking on the Houston Texans. Then on Sunday night, the oldest rivalry in the NFL, the Bears, the Packers from Lambeau at 8:20 Eastern sharp. With that, we take a look at the next-gen stats for the Chargers in that first half, and they've had all sorts of success thus far tonight throwing the football, as they're on pace to throw for 300-plus yards if things continue the way they've been going. Meanwhile, for the Chiefs, we check on their numbers on the ground in the first half, as they know they'll need to be better to overcome this halftime deficit.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Fielded right around the 8. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. And the Chiefs ready to go on offense to begin quarter number 3. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
And we all know how talented this guy is who's calling the signals for him, but even the best in the game, they can struggle against a good, cohesive zone coverage. Can't find a gap in the secondary quick enough, and he ends up taking a sack.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Straight ahead they go with McKinnon. And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line. On 3rd and long, it's Mahomes. He's got his man, Valdez-Scantling. And he'll be taken out of bounds all the way down near the 35-yard line. A big play there for KC. 41 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Throwing now is Mahomes. He finds McKinnon, complete. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
I love the drive they're working on here because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far on this drive, so good. They've moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively. But they better be prepared for some adjustments to come their way now.
On play action, it's Mahomes. Completes it to Hardman. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. Working from the gun, Mahomes. And he's got it. Touchdown, Chiefs. Juju Smith-Schuster from 6 yards away. And the Chiefs have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the 2nd half. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a 2nd one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now we'll look at the Chargers offense. They get ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. And Charles, it feels like we're set up for a good 2nd half here. Came out of the locker room, 1-score game. Now the lead has already changed hands. Well, this offense, they've got an opportunity right now to take that lead right back.
Yeah, and it feels like you're going back and forth, almost a little bit like a tennis match, right? And we're just, our heads just keep moving. Which side has it? Which side's going to score? How are they going to go out doing it? A little bit of a challenge for each side, trying to match each other.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. They'll look to throw here. And this one caught by Hunter over the middle. And he is going to have the Chargers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Had to put that ball in there with a little extra zip, but he put it right where it needed to be.
Yeah, and that little extra pace that he had on the pass, that required a little extra concentration for him, didn't it? Ball can get on you pretty quick in that manner, and he handled it well and picked up the 1st down.
Now this offense hoping to avoid the 0-2 start. They trail, but they've got a 1st and 10 here. A give, Eckler running to the right. And they string that play out nicely. He's stopped before he can turn upfield. No gain, 2nd down. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And this is caught. First catch for Keenan Allen. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the 1st here. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. They'll get this out wide to Eckler. And he is going to have the Chargers 1st down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2. Gotta say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the 1st down.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 49-yard line. Now back to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Hunter.
And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. On 2nd down, Eckler. Call it a gain of 4 there, so it sets up a big play here. 3rd and a yard.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down.
They'll try to pick up the 1st with Eckler, and he'll get it down on the play to the 37. It's a gain of 3, and it gets him the 1st.
That's a tremendous group effort there, because when you talk about offensive lines, the best ones, talk about guys that play in harmony, in sync, and getting things done, and they did that on that play.
Yeah, especially on 3rd and 1. Got to be in sync, and they were. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. It's Eckler again. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. We're back now in KC. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. Now this throw caught left side, and he'll be brought down with a 1st down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 19. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another 1st. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Running on 1st down, Eckler. And just a couple yards there down to the 17.
And the officials here going to pause the game for a second. Looks like there's an injured Chief on the field. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to KC.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They're going to look to throw. Throwing middle, and it's complete.
And the Chargers are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. The Mississippi State man, Chris Jones, with a sack there.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, it took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
Two of their 3 red zone trips so far, they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. They'll set up a throw. And he can't hang on to it, and the screen never got started.
For the lead, here's 3rd and goal.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. This is caught. And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds. They are able to get 9 yards out of that, but now it's 4th down.
Well, you know me pretty well now. You know what I want to do after that completed pass. 4th down, down by 3. What do I want to do here?
You want to go for it. You might be tempted. I think they need to kick it.
Yeah, someone might have to overrule me. Get the kicker out there, tie this game up.
So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming from the left hash. A chip shot here. And his kick is right there. It's good. And in the 4th quarter, this game is tied.
I tell you, the life of a kicker. He has not been called on the entire game. He's over there by the net, but they send him out here in the fourth quarter and say, hey, go tie the game, will you? And guess what? He comes through.
I just don't know how they do it. I really don't. These cats are a different breed from you and me. That's a pressure kick, but that one was never in doubt.
17-17 the score. All even to this point as the kick's away. And out come the Chiefs now. And we essentially have a brand-new ball game. After that last field goal has tied us all up, we brace for what should be an exciting rest of this fourth quarter. Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10. They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete. So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's Mahomes to throw. Looking underneath, and he finds McKinnon. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. And that is incomplete. Here's the Chiefs punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. That's pulled in at the 32. And another juke. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A timeout here for an injured player, and definitely not what this defense wants to see. It's Khalil Mack who's in some discomfort. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to Arrowhead. The Charger drive about to get going. Excellent job by their defense to force the punt and provide them with this opportunity, all tied in the fourth quarter. Here's 2nd and 8. Looking middle, and that's complete. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. On 3rd down, here's Eckler. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
Holding, offense.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's going to be taken down, but there's a penalty flag in the backfield. Is this a hold, or did they rough the quarterback? Well, that one hurts. That wipes away what would have been a big play.
But you and I both know coaches aren't real big on silver linings, but at least that play call was a successful one. Now the focus offensively, that goes to overcoming the penalty and making all that yardage back again.
Whipping one into Allen. That's complete. And he's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7. 2nd down and 3. Ball on the 7. He'll look to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And the Chargers are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as he's out of bounds at the 2. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. They've got it 1st and goal, looking to take the lead here in the late going. Trying to punch it in with Eckler. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. Once more, here's Eckler. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. Austin Eckler. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Chargers have broken our tie and have taken a fourth quarter lead. So he's had a nose for the end zone here in the early part of the season. 2 touchdowns for him now in this one to go along with the one he had in the opener as well.
Yeah, he certainly finds where the goal line is and finds a way to get across it. But you know who else senses it? The guys that block for him. Because he has that instinct, I think they hold their blocks just a little bit longer.
Important extra point up and through, and they will take a 7-point lead. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. And he'll elect elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Here comes Mahomes and the Chiefs. Down 24-17. A minute 35 to go. How will this thing pan out? We'll watch as they come up on first down. Mahomes. Finding Hardman. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. And Mahomes going to hustle him up to the line here. Finding Kelsey. Oh, he shifts past him. That one, a first down pickup of 8. Mahomes. Another pass into the reliable hands of Kelsey. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Another first down as they call his number again. He's got 15 yards here. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
Mahomes to throw it. He'll get this one to Kelsey. That's complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Mahomes to the right side. It's Kelsey. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. Meanwhile, Mahomes' throw complete there to Smith-Schuster. And the Chiefs are going to be set up with a 1st and goal here as the tackle made at the 9. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7. But first things first, they need to score as they come up on first. On a bad time late for a poor throw. It's intercepted. Picked off by Bryce Callahan. And the Chargers have just about sewn up this football game. Before we came up to the booth, last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
They started on the ground with Eckler, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Well, CD, for the losing side, they had opportunities in this one, but big plays just didn't go their way, especially late, and they have to suffer the L here.
Certainly felt like that takeaway, once it happened, it knocked the wind out of their sails, and they just couldn't get their equilibrium back.
So for the Chargers, they did what they needed to do. They split their first 2 road games of the year. And they'll get a few days to savor this one before they take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Meanwhile, for Kansas City, they will fall to 1-1. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Indianapolis to take on the Colts.